Mia had wanted a pet for as long as she could remember. Every birthday and every holiday, she asked her parents for a kitten, imagining all the fun they'd have together. Finally, on her seventh birthday, her wish came true. Her parents surprised her with a little ginger kitten with a soft coat, bright green eyes, and the tiniest white paws. "Oh, he's perfect!" Mia exclaimed, picking up the purring bundle of fur. She hugged him gently, and the kitten squirmed a little before settling into her arms. "I'm going to name him Whiskers because of his long, tickly whiskers." Whiskers looked up at Mia with wide eyes, and she was certain that they would become best friends. At first, Mia imagined her days would be filled with Whiskers snuggling on her lap, listening to her stories, and following her around the house like a shadow. But Whiskers had his own ideas. The little cat was full of energy and curiosity. While Mia wanted him to sit quietly and play with the toys she brought him, Whiskers the cat had other plans. One morning, Mia woke up to find Whiskers climbing up the curtains, his little paws gripping the fabric as he went higher and higher. "Whiskers, no!" Mia cried, rushing to get him down before he tore the curtains. She gently held him and put him on the floor, only for him to dart off and chase a ball of yarn across the room. Every day was an adventure with Whiskers. He loved to explore every nook and cranny of the house, squeezing into tiny spaces and surprising Mia when he popped out. He'd hide under the couch, jump out to attack her shoelaces, or run in circles chasing his own tail. Mia realized that her new friend was not just playful. He was downright silly. One afternoon, Mia tried to introduce Whiskers to his new cozy bed, a soft, warm cushion with his name embroidered on it. She had placed it right next to her bed so he could sleep close to her. But Whiskers sniffed it, gave it a little scratch, and then wandered off to curl up inside a laundry basket filled with freshly washed clothes. "Whiskers, that's not your bed," Mia giggled, watching him knead the clothes with his tiny paws. But Whiskers just purred contentedly, clearly enjoying his choice. Day by day, Mia learned to adapt to Whiskers' quirky ways. Instead of expecting him to play the way she wanted, she began to understand what he liked. She started bringing him simple toys, like crumpled paper balls or feathers on strings, which he loved to chase and bat around the house. One evening, Mia sat on the floor with Whiskers the cat, watching him chase a feather she wiggled in front of him. He pounced and wiggled his bottom before springing into the air, trying to catch the feather between his little paws. Mia laughed and cheered, clapping her hands every time he made a big jump. After a while, Whiskers tired himself out, lying down with his little paws stretched out in front of him. To Mia's surprise, he trotted over, nuzzling his head against her arm and curling up in her lap. "Oh, Whiskers," she whispered, stroking his soft fur. "I think we're finally figuring each other out." From that day on, Mia and Whiskers had an unbreakable bond. Mia had learned how to be patient and to understand her furry friend's needs. And Whiskers, in his own silly way, showed Mia that he loved her just as much. Whenever Mia came home from school, Whiskers the cat would be waiting at the door, his tail flicking excitedly. They'd spend hours playing, exploring, and sometimes even reading together. Or rather, Mia would read aloud while Whiskers listened with his eyes half closed, pretending to understand every word. One day, Mia decided to surprise Whiskers with a small adventure. She gently placed a harness on him, which he didn't like at first, but she soothed him with soft words and treats. Then she took him outside into the backyard. His eyes grew wide as he took in the fresh air, the rustling grass, and the fluttering butterflies. Whiskers cautiously stepped forward, his nose twitching as he sniffed everything. He watched a butterfly flit past and gave a little hop, trying to catch it. Mia watched him explore with wonder, realizing that Whiskers was just as curious about the world as she was. From then on, they spent many afternoons in the backyard. Whiskers loved the grass and often found sunny patches to stretch out in. He even made friends with a squirrel who visited from time to time, though Mia always kept a careful watch to make sure Whiskers the cat didn't get too bold. As the months passed, Whiskers became a beloved member of the family, charming everyone with his quirky ways and playful nature. Mia's parents, who had once worried about the mischief a kitten might bring, couldn't help but laugh at his antics. One chilly winter evening, as Mia snuggled in bed, Whiskers jumped up and settled beside her, curling into a tight ball. He gave a soft meow, and Mia gently scratched behind his ears, smiling as he purred. "Good night, Whiskers," she whispered. "I'm so happy I got you." With Whiskers the cat by her side, Mia felt a warmth in her heart that only a true friendship could bring. Her wish had come true in more ways than she could have imagined. She had found not just a pet, but a friend for life, one who taught her patience, laughter, and how to embrace life's little surprises. And in return, she promised to be the best friend Whiskers could ever have.